Hi, my name is Lost My Lucky Shoes. I recognize that I have a kind of a bad setup here and that I probably won't get any views on this anyways, but I have a lot on my mind, so I want to get it off my mind. So today I'm going to be talking about toxic relationships, and this isn't what the other person does in a toxic relationship, it's what you do. So, how you would feel if you were in one of these relationships. And I definitely have felt this way because I have been in a toxic relationship, and this is why I feel so strongly that I need to get this out there and off my mind. So, I have 7 things. Number 1, an all or nothing attitude. You get serious very quickly, and you have this idea, if you are in a toxic relationship, that things are going so fast. If you stop anywhere in the situation, that the guy's gonna leave or the girl's gonna leave. Whoever you're dating is going to leave. So you get very serious very quickly. You have these feelings of like, we're going to be together forever, and if anything goes wrong, that person in that toxic relationship is probably going to give you some type of an ultimatum. Like, you need to pick me or this friend right now. If you're serious about forever with me, you're going to pick me. That kind of a deal. So that is the first thing to look out for if you're feeling that all or nothing vibe in your relationship. Number 2 would be up and down emotions. Your emotions are all over the place like a roller coaster. I especially felt this in my toxic relationship, where when I would have good days, they would be the best day ever. I couldn't imagine a better day with someone. I couldn't imagine being more in love. And then next thing I know, I'm crying my eyes out. I'm very, very upset, beyond normal levels of upset for me. And so my emotions were all over the place like crazy. This is a bad sign. You should be mostly in the middle with some really great happy times in your relationship. But those lows should not be so low that you're considering hurting yourself or you're putting yourself in any risks. No risks. Take care of yourself, okay? 3 would be risk taking. And the risk taking is all one-sided. It is all you, although it might not look it at the time. So, for example, if your boyfriend wants you to move out of your house and move in with him, he's asking you over and over again, like, when are you going to get out of your house? When are you going to do this? I thought we were serious. I thought you said forever. And so you are preparing to move, and you're making all of those plans. You're taking so many risks. You're like, well, what about my job? What about my family? They're going to be very upset. And then his response is like, well, you got to do this to be with me. If you're looking and you don't see him making any plans, this could be an awful sign. And you might notice too that as you get closer to taking that big risk, he or she will be the one to back down. In my case, it was he, who was a guy, but in your case, it could be a woman. But they will be the one to back down. You will feel like, oh my gosh, I just went through all of this stuff, so that last second he could say, oh, well, actually, I'm struggling with money, so I can't move out. If that happens to you, don't continue to take those risks. Don't continue to do that. That's just another sign that you're in a toxic relationship. Because if it's a good relationship, you'll both plan out and get everything planned, and then it'll come together. It won't be you pushing and listening to basically just him or her talking. Number 4, if you're divided from your family or friends, This is a huge one with toxic relationships. You will feel it in your relationships with your family and friends that your family cannot depend on you anymore. They're used to being hurt by you. They're used to you stepping out in situations. And at first it seems completely justified. Like, yes, I said I was coming to this family event, but that was before I found out that my significant other was having the worst weekend of their life and was upset over X, Y, or Z happening. But the more it happens, it's just going to become worse and worse with your family, and you will try to justify yourself being in a relationship like that. But really don't let anybody come between your family and friends. Especially the more family and friends that are upset, the more likely it is you are in a toxic relationship. It's completely understandable if one of your friends doesn't like your significant other or one of your family members. But if your mom, your dad, your uncle, your best friend, your other friend, your cousin, if they all don't like him or her, you're in a bad situation. Number 5, he's better than something comparison. So if you are in your mind justifying, oh, well, my girlfriend is better than my ex, my boyfriend is better than my ex, or even if he or she is saying it to you. So in my case, in the toxic relationship I had, the guy was saying to me, well, you were treated badly when you were younger by X, Y, or Z person. You were bullied when you were growing up, and I'm treating you better than these people treated you. I'm treating you the best you've ever been treated. And it's easy to feel that way when you're in the highs of the relationship. Like, oh, he's taking me out to dinner, blah, blah, blah. But when you really, really feel horrible and you're feeling unloved and you're feeling sad and you're crying and stuff, don't let that person turn around and say, well, I'm better than your ex. Your ex would have done this to you. No. Don't do that to yourself either. Don't do that to yourself either. Because you can use that logic in your head to continue this bad pattern. And in fact, if someone is abusive, they will start to put this stuff in your head to where you will repeat it. And you will start thinking the way that they've trained you to think. Because they're conditioning you. They're giving you some great experience. They're making you feel really loved and really special and listening to you and hearing all of your dreams and insecurities. And then they're taking that and using that and turning it into a weakness and kind of repeating the cycle up and down so that you're stuck with them and so that you're absorbing this messaging. So don't let that happen. 6, if you are avoiding certain songs, books, certain media, YouTube channels, quizzes, whatever it is, if you're avoiding these things because you're afraid that you're going to feel a certain way, that is a sign that you're in a toxic relationship. I know that there were some songs that I could not listen to because they were breakup songs or cheating songs, and I, in my heart, knew that I was being cheated on. I, in my heart, knew after that first breakup that I should not have gotten back with this person, and instead of listening to my heart, I just put it away, and then I didn't listen to those songs. If you can't listen to a breakup song after you've gotten back with that person, then you probably should have stayed broken up. I would actually say that if you break up with someone the first time, unless it's been many years, or unless it's something that was just strange going on there, I would say don't get back with the person, because you're always going to have a rosier view with time and distance, and you're going to forget why you weren't working with that person, why they were not good for you, and then you're going to get in the relationship and the same thing happens. In my case, because it was a toxic relationship, the same thing happened, but worse, because now I doubled down on my bad decision, and I was trying my absolute hardest while he was still not caring, not doing anything good for me. And number 7, this is the final one, fear of being enough. If you start to question your value to the point that you're saying, well, if I break up with him or if I break up with her, I'm not going to find another person like them. Listen to Beyonce. Everybody's replaceable. That person is not irreplaceable. You are worth more, and you're going to find somebody who is fantastic. Don't let all that negative messaging from a toxic relationship drag you down and make you feel like you're not worthy, because you are worthy of a better relationship, and as soon as you start feeling that way, a better relationship will come your way. You might need to just be single for a while, but it's way, way better to be single, and a lot of people are happy single, but it's way better to be single than to be with a person who is going to treat you horribly, give you a negative self-image, continue telling you that they love you and they want forever, and then treating you horribly and bringing you down really low, where you're crying and you have no one to turn to because they've alienated you from your family and friends. That is the worst. Nobody's worth that. So if you have that fear of not being enough, and like, if this relationship ended, where would you go? Who would you be? Who would you turn to? Who am I after this relationship? If you have that feeling, you're in a toxic relationship. You're in a bad relationship. Maybe it didn't start out that way. Maybe this person has good intentions at heart, but is just a horrible match for you. In my case, I do think the person had bad intentions, but in your case, maybe they have purely good intentions, and they're just, like I said, not good for you. If that's the case, you can love someone, but you have to let them go. You can't continue to hurt yourself just to stay where you're at in a toxic relationship. As soon as you recognize it's toxic, you've got to get going. You've got to think of an exit strategy. Get out. Get out. That's all I can say. You're going to have so much more fulfilling of a life after you leave that. So, anyhow, thank you for listening. I'm glad that I got that off my chest. If you are in this type of relationship, as I've said over and over, you're worthy. Go on your way and get rid of the trash. Put the whole dude in the trash can. Put the whole girlfriend in the garbage and go on your way. Alright, thank you.